Alright. Alright, looks like we got data coming through. Alright, let me pause the live preview. Alright. We'll see if we get any viewers coming in. Ooh. Audio looks like it's a little loud. Yeah, that was a clip there. Bring her down just a little more. There we go. Let's pillow out of the way here. Ooh, yeah, I'm still clipping. There we go. Yeah, Elizabeth, you're here. You're first one here. And thank you. Let's do a little picking here. I don't know why I'm thinking about that one song. What's it called? It's like, I think I'll go across the ocean if I don't change my notion. Head over heels in love with you. That's it. It's Tony Rice tune. That's it. How's it go? Man, I'm still clipping my audio out. Let me bring that down a little more then. And even more. There we go. I'll go across the ocean if I don't change my notion. I'll try to forget you if I can. I'm feeling so blue, I don't know what to do, 'cause I'm head over heels in love with you. There's this Tony Rice break. I don't know what the Tony Rice break goes to. I haven't heard it in a long time. He always likes to do these sort of like third to octave root slides. I don't know. I need to learn some Tony Rice licks or something. Lonnie McFall says, "I like your playing." Well, thanks. I like my playing too. Most of the time. Every now and then I get a little fed up with it. But there was this, I was scrolling around and I was talking to a friend who plays bluegrass music, and he turned me on to this fellow, Scott Vestal. And he was telling me that so I looked him up on YouTube, and I saw this live break where he's playing Shucking the Corn, and it's he's got a couple little cool licks in there that I picked up off of that video. There's one that's like this. It's like where it goes to the D, right? Like that. And then there's another one that's what is it? He does something like this, like. And I thought that was a pretty slick little lick there. So, yeah, in the context of the song, it's like a. And it's like this really like. Pretty intense little. It's intense for melodic. So that. So I thought that was a pretty slick little lick. And if anyone out there is interested in like learning that lick, those two little licks go like this. I'm still new to these, so. I just picked these up. I was over there. I looked them up yesterday, and they're. I don't know. They're sort of like a lot of your melodic licks. They're just recycled. They're just recycled stuff. These are all like this is. They're all like very common licks. Just stringing them together. So like. Right. So it's like he's going to the C7. And then we're going to like a G Dorian. It's A sharp. And then on the chord change, we just go up to our G. I guess it'd be a G ninth. You know, we're coming up. We're getting it's either a ninth or a second. I guess what you're counting is your root. You know, if we're saying if we're like basing it off the octave root, it's a second. But that's it. Let's see. Elizabeth says, I have a question. Let's see. I don't take any personal one-on-one banjo lessons. Do you think I can progress and become a professional banjo player by just watching YouTube? I mean, I learned banjo. I never took a banjo lesson. I mean, I took one banjo lesson. I'd already been playing a few years. Because I was just like, I just wanted the check-in. I went in, it's more like a check-in. And I was like, hey, just make sure I'm not doing anything wrong. And, you know, they just basically said, no, you're doing fine. And, you know, never did any other lessons. So, I mean, I think if you're dedicated and you look up the information, you listen to songs, you develop your ear so you can hear when you're messing up or doing something wrong, you can totally do it without taking one-on-one banjo lessons. The information is out there. Tablatures provide all the information you need to play the notes. The rest of what you need is timing and dynamics. Timing and dynamics are going to come more from listening to the music and understanding the music. Even like classical musicians, even though they have the staff which declares, it's very declarative, it declares like eighth notes, quarter notes, 16th notes, they're not actually memorizing that. They're still just, for the most part, they know they just know how the song goes from the sound of it and from from memory. The exception to that would be if there's a long pause while another instrument is taking a break, or if they all need to stop at a certain time. They might know that there's 16 beats, or 4 bars in a pause, and then they'd count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and so something like that, and they'd count that out in their head. But besides that, there's really not much to it. In bluegrass, you'll basically never do that. All right, so anyway. How long have I been playing banjo, Lonnie asks? Gosh almighty. I guess 18 years? 18 years now? No. 17. I started when I was 12. 30. I just turned 30. I started when I was 12, so it'd be 28 years. I started in February. It's like 27 to 28. So it'll be 20. It'll be 28 next February. Yeah, it'll be 28 next February. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, you can teach yourself. Now, one thing is, for me, one thing that helped me out a lot is I was around other banjo pickers. So I went to jam sessions and kind of just asked for help. A little bit. Like, I just watched how are you hitting that lick? How are you doing that? And if they see me doing something wrong or see me doing something, then they'd give me a little bit of advice and feedback. It wasn't a constant thing. It's just, if I was around other banjo pickers, I paid attention to what they were doing. This was before the age of YouTube and all that. So, with YouTube, you should totally be able to do it. But anyway, yeah. So you just turned 22. You've been playing about 6 months. Well, you got plenty of time to learn. Excuse me. I had to cancel actually my lessons last week. I was doing some teaching last week, and I had a sore throat, laryngitis or something. I don't know what it was, but laryngitis or maybe even walking pneumonia. It was hurting when I breathed. Like if I took a deep breath, it hurt. So I don't know what it was, but I I didn't have a fever or anything. I went out and I was working the garden and everything else, but I just couldn't speak. So I had to cancel last week's lessons. I'm still recovering from it a little bit, but let's see. Hey John, when are you planning to finish your Foggy Mountain Banjo lesson series? Sally Gooden in particular. I've got Sally Gooden tabbed out for the most part. I kind of got distracted a little bit with some of this other stuff. I've had so many people asking for more advanced stuff. I don't know really how helpful or useful that is. Most of my viewers, I think, are beginners. I think a lot of people want the advanced stuff because they just want to cut straight to it. You know, and it's good. It's good, but, you know, you do need to at least... You know, I learned Foggy Mountain Breakdown was probably like my 5th song or something like that, a song like that. Sally Gooden was probably like, I don't know, it was maybe like my 5th or 6th song too. It was pretty early on I learned Sally Gooden, but it was a challenge. What's more important, there's not really, I guess, a beginner or intermediate or advanced song. Oh, there are. Some of them that are very clearly one or the other. But a lot of these songs like Sally Gooden, they are, it's when you're learning a song like that, it's more about playing it right than playing it fast and learning it right, and then the rest will come once you get down. That's because like part of becoming an advanced banjo player is learning advanced songs while you're still an intermediate player. Like there's that progression. You have to go outside of your realm of comfort to progress. But yeah. Do I use the Strat very often? You know, I don't use it whenever I'm just sitting and picking. I just let it dangle. I only use the strap whenever I'm standing up. I like to have the banjo just sitting in my lap, and I can take it and throw it off, sit down, whatever, you know, so. Twang, 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 yep. Let's see, there's that one Ron Block lick. It's like on Wild Bill Jones, like, as I went down for to take a little walk, I came across that Wild Bill Jones. He was walking and talking by my true lover's side, and I bid him to leave her alone. I'm doing it a little bit different. He does it. I'm not real big on the whole like. I'd rather just pick it out in a roll. I don't know how I would do that. How would I do that? I usually do this. And that's like a chromaticized version. One song, I haven't learned the lyrics to it yet, but it's one I was thinking about revisiting. I used to have this record called the Mercury Sessions, Earl Scruggs. It's a famous, it's like a defining record in bluegrass music. Back with Earl Scruggs and Lester Flatt, one of their first records they cut. And it's goes something like, there's this one song, it's like, Why Don't You Tell Me So? And I've been working on this. I like the sound of it because it's played in the key of F out of a G tuning. And so it's got a little bit of just a deeper sound to it than what we usually have out of our first inversion positions, like your high G, first inversion. Playing out of that F, because it's a little bit lower, the banjo just resonates a little differently. So I like that. But it's a song that goes like, well, I can tell by the look in your eyes that you still care for me. Yet somehow you just won't admit. That's why you're so lonely, see. Now if you have made up your mind, and if you still want me, know, why do you keep me down? Why won't you tell me so? But yeah, let's see here. Yeah, he did do the theme song for the Beverly Hillbillies. He did it different for the show. I think with the show, they just sort of like, I don't know, they did their theme song for the first one. Or maybe he didn't play it. Maybe it was someone else that played banjo on the theme song, and then Earl Scruggs did his own take. I can't remember, but I know the theme song was different when it came to the record recording. Yeah, little Battle of Jed Clampett. Foggy Mountain Breakdown. That's one that every banjo player, we all want to learn it, and then once we learn it, we regret it because everyone asks for it. Foggy Mountain Breakdown is the free bird of banjo. That's not really true to the original way Scruggs played. He's more on the bridge. Songs everyone suggests. Then there's Wagon Wheel. Wagon Wheel is the true free bird of bluegrass. Everyone, because it's not even bluegrass. Everyone like, play Wagon Wheel. Play Wagon Wheel. Heading down south through the land of the pines, thumbing my way up to North Carolina. Praying down the road, driving down the road, heading down the road. Pray to God I see headlights. in 17 hours. Pick me a bouquet of dogwood flowers, and I'm a hope for all. Yeah, I can see my baby tonight. Can I play Sally Gooden? Play some Teen Spirit. Let's see here. Oh, my chat has run away from me here. Oh, my chat has ran away. Let's see here. What we got here? Is that an RK75? Yes, this is an RK75. What else we got here? What was the difference between the original Battle of Jay Clampett and the way that it was on the record? You know, I don't know. I never really learned the version they did for the show. They're doing this sort of like this little. It sounded like, just going off memory, sort of like this sort of alternating role, because it's sort of like sing-song. And then they start off in this break, and it's sort of like a little more, I guess, unrefined. You know, and that's sort of like what they're doing there on the chords. That's just going from memory. I might be way off on that. But anyway, yeah, it's just like a lot more basic. I don't even know that it was Scruggs that did it on that, so. Do I have a banjo? Do I play with a group? No, I don't play with a group. Just solo. Be nice to have a group to play with, but I don't know. It's hard to find people to pick with. You know, hard to find reliable musicians, and also I'm really picky. I'm really picky about who I play with. I don't just play with someone who can play okay, and that might sound really pretentious, but I mean, like, you know, if I'm going to play, I'm going to play with someone that is, you know, about of a similar skill level as me, so I can. You know, so we can really work on creating some good music, and every now and then I get the opportunity, but you know, to do that. But no one's steady. Let's see. Nashville Blues. That's in D minor. You take care. Yeah, I think it might have been. I think Lester Flatt might have composed it or something, or maybe it's something like that. And then the Beverly Hillbillies song. Maybe one of them composed it, and then someone else played it. Who knows? There'll never be another, says Rezovsky. I'll never love another. He said there'll never be another Earl Scruggs, I guess, whatever. That reminded me of that song. How's that song go? That's another one off the Mercury Session album. It goes, I'll never love another, that you've gone away and left me here to grieve here all alone. I can't remember the words to it. It seems I always lose, my dear, no matter how I try. I'll never love another until the day I die. How's it go? It goes like, I'll never love another. I can't remember how the melody goes. I'll never love another, now that you've gone away and left me to grieve here all alone. It seems I always lose, my dear, no matter how I try. I'll never love another until the day I die. I'll never love another, now that you proved untrue. Without your love and darlings, what am I to do? I don't know, it's something like that. I remember like some of the words. Gosh, it's been forever since I listened to that. It's been like, since the Mercury Session album, it's probably been like 8 or 10 years since I listened to that sneaking thing. I should listen to it. That's like, I grew up listening to that. And so that's the only reason I have those like lyrics like internalized. Cora is gone. That's indeed. I think that one's off the Mercury Session. Alright, so he does that in D tuning with the 5th string tune to F sharp, I believe. And so when he goes to the G in the B part, when he goes to the 4th in the B part, the 4th chord from the root in the B part, it would you kind of have to stay off of that G string a little bit. It's like or stay off of that 5th string because we're tuned flat and it just sort of crashes. I suppose you could get it and it would just be a major 7th, but darling, Cora's gone. Let's go to winds through the night are blowing so lonesome, singing to me a song. Whippoorwill's call is just a reminder, pretty girls have hearts made of stone. I'll pray. Man, how's it go? I'm trying to think. Let's see. I messed up the A there. I grabbed the wrong thing. A whippoorwill's call is just a reminder, pretty girls have hearts made of stone. I'll pray, I'll wake with the blues at dawn. My darling Cora is gone. I don't know why she told me goodbye, but my darling Yeah, it's I don't know. I guess do this. Probably use your finger. Don't get that. Finger don't get that. It's off the fretboard. Let's see. Let's see. Do I ever attend any bluegrass festivals? You know, I haven't been to festivals in a long time. You know, last festival I attended, I was playing with a group, and the guitar player punched Ralph Stanley's grandson in the face, and we were uninvited. So, that happened, and yeah, so ran with a pretty rowdy crowd there. So I haven't played. Only festival I've played at is Ralph Fest. Besides that, I've played some shows and stuff. I've played in the RCA Dome and whatnot, like over in Indianapolis for like some competitive stuff, but never played like any festivals that much. Would love to, but you got to have a band to do that. All right. Yeah, I really don't go to them that much because a lot of people, those festivals get pretty rowdy. Some of them can. Yeah, people, you want to see people that can throw back. Some of these old fellas in their 50s, you know, they drive around, just bring their If you're parking your camper for a week-long bluegrass festival or a 3 or 4 day long bluegrass festival and you're bringing your camper with you, you're probably going to throw back a little bit and throw down. So that's what some of these old fellas do. It gets pretty rowdy. Let's see, can I play some jazz? Let's see, Nathan asked. You know, I don't do a whole lot of jazz. I just have kind of played around with it a little bit. I don't really know like any like full songs with it. I certainly can't do like the whole like improv stuff. That sort of like where they're walking on those scales and stuff. I can't really do anything like that. But you know, the stuff that more chill stuff. The whole like. Heaven. Cares that hung around me through the weeks seem to vanish like a gambler's lucky streak. I forgot the chorus to that one because I haven't played it forever. So to answer your question, can I do jazz? Not really, but I can try. What's the other jazz song? There's that one. It's like. It's like, fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars, let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship, all I adore. In other words, something like that. never shed another tear. That's that one that I just did there. I think it's like, no, I did I'll Never Love Another. I'll never shed another tear. It's like, I'll never shed another tear now that you're gonna left me. No. How's it go? I'll never shed. I know that one's faster. It's like, I'll never shed another tear now. I don't care what happens. You have proved your love untrue to me. That's it. So I'll never shed another tear. That's the melody to it. It's like alright, so like so that'd be like the melody to it, or the lead break to it, something like that, along the lines of that. But as far as the lyrics go, I don't know the lyrics or anything to it. So that's where we're sitting on that one. Hey John, have you ever tried playing Reuben in G, D sharp, G, A sharp, D sharp? Oh, okay. So it's just like it's in D sharp. It's just instead of tuning the strings down, you're tuning one the B down one fret and the other's up one fret. No, I've never done it. I can't imagine it'd be much different. Besides, fiddle players and mandolin players would despise you for it. I mean, they really playing in D sharp would be not much fun for them. Probably the worst key for any of those instruments is A sharp, though. A sharp is like nightmare fuel for violin or fiddle. Fiddle or mandolin. I was up there, I was playing with a bluegrass friend, and he showed me this little lick. Goes something like this. I was up there today, he's showing me his radio stuff. He's in a ham radio, and I was going up to look at his setup and everything, and he pulled out a banjo, and he showed me this little lick, and it wasn't quite like this, but I kind of got what he was trying to do. It's kind of like, I don't really care much for it. It's too dissonant. But it's, I've heard someone like Terry Bokum do something like that before. But I don't care much for that much dissonance. It's not dissonant in a way that we normally would hear dissonant, like in chromaticism. It's chromatic in a way that we're not used to hearing chromaticism. It's not pleasant. Like you can do the blues chromatic, which is the flat fifth in between. You've got a flat fifth in there. That can still be, despite being dissonant, it can still be, I think, a little bit pleasing. That's just, it's just got a little bit of twang to it. This is like a little bit too dissonant. I think one of them could work without the other. But all those, you got 3 licks in a row, they're just dissonant, and they kind of clash. So I don't care much for that. But anyway, hey, yeah, coming from guitar, once you learn an instrument, it gets easier. I'm not a guitar player. I got like a little guitar sitting over here. Grab it real quick. I had a lot of people on my fiddle series where I learned to play fiddle. Calling BS because I learned to play all these songs in like a year. And what a lot of people don't understand is once you develop a musical ear, that's over half of the battle. If you can hear the notes, then you don't need tabs. You don't need all this crap to learn. I shouldn't say crap. It's all very useful stuff. But you can learn very quickly, and you can learn by ear. And so I didn't have to learn to read music. I didn't have to learn what these notes sounded like. I knew what they sounded like. So, give you an example, right? With banjo, you do something like this, right? That's like banjo. There's a little chromatic lick. I can come over to the guitar. I'll do it with banjo picks and then without it. You got something like that. Learn a little bit of coordination. God, these are these shitty thin picks. I can't stand thin picks, but it's like so and that's one instrument sort of you learn another instrument from that, just because you sort of learn the way the music works. You learn that, like, hey, there's like your middle G, and then there's your octave G, and all of a sudden it's like you can play Flying Mountain Special on guitar just because on the banjo. I'll do that. It all sort of begets, learning one instrument begets learning every other instrument. It just becomes like 10 times easier. And so you put all your work into this one instrument, and all the others just sort of come with just like a little bit of practice. You can learn an instrument very quickly. And I was playing that in a very different style, but it's like you just learn how to get those sounds out of your instruments. You learn what makes those sounds. Anyway, that's enough on that. What's the best way to learn some blues chromatic stuff? I mean, the best way to learn blues chromatic stuff is to learn it. Pick you some songs and learn those songs. If the goal of learning those chromatic licks, if we're learning a lick instead of a song, should be to use it in songs, ideally multiple songs, so we can get the most use out of it. The best way to do that is to learn it in a song and understand the context of the song. So, a lot of this stuff, and experiment with it, right? Like this little chromatic lick here. That's like a upward walk. It's upward arpeggiation. That's a real short arpeggiation. We can walk it down, playing it backwards. Right? You can use a lick like that, and just in let's do like Lonesome Road Blues, because that's one is like a G chord, C chord, right? You could do it with the G chord, right? So normally where we go, you could do something like this. And there's that, and that's like for a G. But you can also use that to replace a C. Because the G and the C, the G is actually a modality of a C, and the C is a modality of a G. They all share the same. How do I put this? It would have a flat fifth. They're modalities of each other. You'd have a different. It's not a C entirely. All the notes of a G scale do not share all the notes of a C scale, but all the triad notes do. And anything apart from that would be just changing the modality of that scale. So you can play most of your G licks over a C chord. That's how come you'll hear someone like in Shucking the Corn instead of going. You could throw a G, just do like G runs in there. That's like a G run, all kinds of different ways, different versions of that very lick. Yeah, just learn a bunch of chromatic licks, like from songs. Learn a bunch of songs with chromatics, and you'll be fine. I'm working on a building's a good place to start. Now, tabs are helpful, I will say. When you're first starting out, you'll hear these sounds, you're like, well, you'll hear the sounds and you'll try to get these licks. Right? And you might say, okay, they're doing this. I don't know, let's see. They might be doing something like this instead. I don't know. And that would be actually how they're playing it. That's a new little lick. I might save that one. I might save that one. I mean, that's like a basic wall cut, but that's a new little position for me there. Let's see. Let's see. Devin says, "Well, howdy. How are you doing, brother?" I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. Ask if you can play Black Mountain Rag. I don't know Black Mountain Rag. I'm not familiar with that tune. I don't know a lot of those like old tradition. I assume that's like an old traditional tune. I don't know that. A lot of these rag songs, it seems like with bluegrass, don't have rag timing though. I've always found that kind of odd. Like I like ragtime. I actually thought about learning to do some ragtime, but that'd be pretty cool. But haven't done that yet. Let's see, how many years will it take me to get to that level? I mean, I was playing and performing it like 3 years, 2 to 3 years. I was performing on stage, like in groups and stuff. And I was a fill-in banjo at like 4 or 5 years. I was opening. I think when I was 17, I was like performing at the RCA Dome, opening for Jason Aldean, the guy that played Big Green Tractor, I think it was. I opened for him at the RCA Dome over in Indianapolis. And so, so you can learn really quickly if you put your nose to the grindstone. You can learn very quickly. Because I think I've been playing at 17. I've been playing 5 years, 4 to 5 years, somewhere in there. So yeah. What's my go-to whiskey? I really don't drink anything. I really don't drink. I used to throw down a little bit, but mostly it's just for social reasons, right? You get socially wasted. But no, I mean, I really don't. I don't enjoy drinking, really. Nothing against it. I just don't like the taste of it. So, and I don't like the feeling of it either, really. I just never really cared much for it. So, probably better that way. But why do banjos go out of tune so quickly? Because there's a million moving parts on them. If you look at a guitar, which I conveniently have right here, there's one moving part, and that's the tuning keys. Everything else is fixed, glued. The bridge is glued. The bridge is glued. The neck is glued. The nut is pretty well pretty well in place, pretty well stuck. It's sometimes glued. Everything's just fixed. The bridge is in a very sturdy, solid location, and it's set into a glued component that's not going to allow it to move. Everything is very solid. on, say, something like a guitar. And that's how come I can pick up this guitar and it's set for who knows how long and hardly tune it. I got a bunch of picks in here, so that didn't work. But anyway, man, the banjo, you got the tailpiece down here. That throws it out of tune. Now I'm out of tune a little bit just by messing with that. Yeah, I'm out of tune. And rather than just being a natural piece of wood that's not under tension, this banjo head is pulled tight under tension. So as the head warms up and cools off, it relaxes, and the strings and the bridge dip or raise up, and that throws it out of tune. And you know, the bridge can move. You've got all these components up here, tailpiece mostly. That's going to move. The neck is not attached in any way except through a couple bolts to the neck. So you can take this thing. Doesn't take much to throw you out of tune. So that's why. That's why. Let me move this over here before I knock it off. Speaking of knocking it off, let's get back to playing a little bit of music here. So maybe. Let's see what we got here. Do I smoke? No, I don't smoke either. Never have. You ever notice how tuning one string can affect the pitch of it? Yes. Well, the increase in tension, it can maybe affect the bridge a little bit if you had a steep enough break angle over the bridge. Most likely what it's going to affect is it just pulls the neck forward. Because if I push on this neck, if I apply a little bit of pressure on it, this is a long piece of wood. It flexes. These strings usually sit around 25 to 30 pounds of tension on each string. So if you break a string, the whole instrument goes out of tune, because it's like you pull 25 pounds of pressure off of this neck, so it bends back, and all the other strings go high in pitch. Do I know White House Blues? That's that one that goes, well, look here, you rascal, see what you've done. You shot my husband with your Albert Johnson gun. Carry me back to Washington. Something like that. I'm not familiar with the version that you mentioned, but I think I heard it played by, maybe it's Country Gentleman. How would they do that? Now look here, you rascal, see what you've done. You shot my husband with your Albert Johnson gun. Carry me back to Washington. So they're getting that octave root. Come up there and do that. He jumped on his horse and pulled on his mane. Said, come on, horse, better outrun this train, Buffalo, to Washington. What's the other word to that? It's like, Buffalo to Washington. Gosh almighty, what's the other word to that? Doc said, McKinley, I can't find the ball. They're referring to like the slug. Gosh almighty, there's that one lyric. Outrun this train, Buffalo to Washington. Doctor come running, pulled off his specs, said, Mr. McKinley, better cash in your check. Or something like that. I don't know. Something like that. I love this bring a little up-neck break, though, because like, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Come up there and go. How do I do that? Ooh, that'd be cool. Ooh. There you go. That's getting out there. We're getting out in outer space a little bit now. Yeah, we're getting out there a little bit. That's sort of the fun. I don't like looking up these songs because people throw out these songs. Gosh, man, I'm sweating. I need a haircut. That's why I'm wearing my hat. People throw out these songs, and it's a lot of fun to just try and go off of memory a little bit, like what they sound like. Because I think if you know how someone else plays it, it's going to ruin how you play it. It's going to taint how you play it. And so I like to try and just listen to the melody if I can, or just recall the melody and go off of that. You don't have like that bias from previous experience. So I like doing that a lot. My favorite warm-up tune. I don't have a warm-up tune. I just play whatever I'm feeling like. Usually I'll get the bug to doing something. So like if I'm like, man, I could really go for some I don't know. Oh, how about a little Roanoke? You know, something like that, right? Ooh. It's a tricky one. You know, the whole warm-up stuff, there's really not a lot of warming up needs to be done. Usually just go straight into it. You know, you get better after about 2 songs. You'll play like 1 song or 2 songs, and by the time you're done with your second song, you're warmed up. It doesn't take long to warm up, but... How's it go? I need to practice that one some more. That's rough. Not very clean is what it is. It's fast, but it's not very clean. Alright, so the high breaks, so they're probably doing something, I guess, kind of like Lonesome Road Blues. I don't know, unless they're like a chromatic player. But if they're doing like I don't know, like, so that's like a not chromatic version. Pretty bland, but we're gonna do something like this to keep it like Scruggs style. Yeah, so yeah, something like that. Something like that. No, I'd probably. Yeah, I like this though. How would I do? Yeah, that's just. It's got this sort of like this strange. It's not strange. I'm trying to follow the melody line with the lead. It's like. that's like the Scruggs version. Like, you just do something like this. Let's see here. What does my right hand do on the standard G lick? Does your thumb go 3, 5, 3? So I assume you're talking about the Scruggs fill lick. My thumb is catching whatever is available, because you're not always going into it the same, in the same way. You might have just struck a note with your thumb, and so you might need to start that G standard lick off with your index finger instead. Like Scruggs lick, the Scruggs. More often than not, I use my index finger, I think. Yeah, I'll a lot of times finish it with my thumb, but and sometimes I don't even get a fourth string in there. I just do a straightforward roll, or do something like that. You could even use the index finger to get the fourth string. And that's more Stanley stylish. Or you could do, I don't know. There's so many things you can do with it. There's you just whatever finger's available. You get to the point where you can kind of do that, and you make the call while you're playing. Which one you should use. But anyway, yeah. There's this break Noam Pikelny does, and I worked on it a little bit on Banks of the Ohio. It's like I'll just do some lyrics here. I asked my love to take a walk, just a walk a little way, and as we walk, oh, may we talk all about our wedding day. So won't you say that you'll be mine, then our home will happy be, down beside where the waters flow, on the banks of the Ohio. Yeah, there's that one part. It's like, let's see. Yeah, it's like, let me start over again here. Gosh almighty. It's like, there we go. That's it. It's been a little while since I did that. That's I say a little while. It's been like 3 or 4 days. I haven't practiced it. That's, yeah, gosh almighty. Try it one more time. Pretty song the way he did it. Let's see here. What kind of banjo do you play, and what's a good middle high grade? I have a cheap Rover at the moment, and we'll eventually upgrade. Well, you know, this is sort of like a mid high grade banjo here. This is a Recording King. I go between this and the Gibson Earl Scruggs model. The Earl Scruggs model, I like the scale length on it a lot better because it's got a shorter neck. I think these long necks, there's no advantage to them that I can find. They're a little louder, I guess. But really, it's kind of offset in this case by it being a mahogany banjo. It's a great banjo. This is a really good, really playable banjo. I just wish it had a shorter neck. But this is a really good banjo, and I would totally recommend it, right? It's just, you know, when you're doing these big chords like this, or like multiple fingers going into like, if you were going to catch a full D7, holy heck. Oh my gosh, that's difficult on this. Whereas on the Gibson, it's much easier. Let me get this guitar out of the way. The guitar is in the way over here. Get out of here, pillow, and get out of here, guitar. Okay, so just getting like a 3-finger though, like the 3-finger D7 is easy though. We usually aren't getting this full D7 too much. Ooh, that's rough. Yeah, about $500. I mean, that'd be a good beginner banjo is really any banjo. I'd say 500 and under. It depends on what you want to do with it, right? If you think you're just going to get a banjo and just kind of plunk around on it, get yourself, and you don't know that you'll ever upgrade again, get yourself like a beginner intermediate banjo. Otherwise, just get you like a cheapo beginner and learn. And once you get to that point, just go all out. This is the first banjo that I went from a Hondo $200 banjo to a Gibson Earl Scruggs model because at that point, if you're interested enough in it to upgrade, you might as well go ahead and really upgrade and get something you'll be happy with. This is the first one I bought myself. My dad bought me my Gibson model. So I played that Gibson model for 15 years. And this one, I got it because my Gibson needs some work done to it. It needs to be refretted and stuff. And it needs some work done to it. It needs a little TLC. So I got this to play in the meantime. But let's see. Watchman says, listening to Church Street Blues. How's that Church Street Blues go? That's a pretty song. It's like, I've been hanging out of town or without a ring, watching good time, Charlie friends driving me insane. I figure on the guitar first here, and then we'll see if I can bring it over to banjo. I've been hanging out of town, oh, da 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 da. Da, da, da. Let's see. Something like that. Okay, so that gives me like some inspiration. So he's getting a G. Let's see. I don't know how I'll do that. Maybe if I did... Maybe if I capoed up and did some chromatic on that, maybe. Like, I don't know. That's an interesting melody. That's a real good challenge here. That's a real good challenge. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. That'd be like a melodic version of it. But yeah, I would love to learn some like Tony Rice style picking. I mean, really what he's doing, he's just like playing out of the scale. He's not even playing modalities. He's just getting licks at the right time that just happen to play together. The licks play together, but they don't play with the chords. But it works. It works because the timing is right. You can get away with a lot of sins if you got good timing. In fact, I maybe wouldn't even call them sins. They're just, liberties. That's what jazz is. You miss a note, jazz. You get the wrong note twice in a row, You miss the note, you play it through the second time, you do it again on purpose. And then it becomes jazz. But yeah, Earl's breakdown. I don't have my detuners on this banjo, so I can't do it on this banjo. I can do like all the other parts without the tuners. Break, it's like goes like it's like yeah, I've completely forgot about that. It's like there's other parts. It's something a little different there. Something like that. Played for about 17 or 18 years now. 17, I guess, is what it is. But let's see here. Pike County Breakdown, and then I got some Reno tunes coming up. So I'm gonna ask for Reno tunes. Do a little Pike County Breakdown. That's a good one there. Pike County Breakdown. I never really cared a whole lot for playing just because it gets so plain. There's not a whole lot you can do with it. I suppose you could like chromaticize it, have some fun with it, like improv, but it's a fairly basic tune. Maybe something like this. It's like... Something like that. Chromaticize it. I don't know, have fun with it. Do it in Dorian scale. Could do something like this. I don't think an F7 works. You could do actually a sixth, an F6. That would just be the lower part of a D, but it would work over F accompaniment. That's enough of that. Let's see, and then there's a Reno tune. Someone said something about a Reno tune here. There's double banjo blues. It's like... How's that? There's that second part goes like this. Meanwhile, since I did like double banjo blues as the song itself. Messed up that last part as far as like went out and done Reno style and did some more Dorian stuff like chromatic. But yeah, there's that. There's that one that's like Arkansas Traveler. He did a lot of that single picking stuff. How does he do that? Yeah, so... something like that. He throws in a roll in there. Something like that. That's like the melody of it, and he's just single picking it and throwing some 3-finger in there. I'd probably do something like... It's right how I do that. And that's like a good way to resolve that back down. Like, so you can do that like melodic. That is not Don Reno style, but that is a way to play that melody. Let's see here. That's a good song, though. What would be a good way to melodify that? Da, 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 da. Maybe you do something like, instead of doing it low, take it up an octave. There we go. Maybe do something like there we go. Yeah, we do something like that. Whatever. That's a little bit more difficult. Maybe do it single picking. Ooh, I bet there's a way to do this. Something like that. How do you determine the roll based on the tab music you're reading? I mean, usually, like, we teach rolls. We teach rolls as a way of building coordination. Rolls are not how we play music necessarily. Rolls are just happenstance. There's a lot of rolls that you can pick out in music, but we're not treating them necessarily as rolls. There are times we will, but for the most part, there's licks. But a roll is like thumb, index, middle, thumb, index, middle, thumb, index, middle. That's forward roll. Backward roll is index, middle, thumb, index, middle, thumb. And when you're looking at the tabs, they may not have thumb, index, middle, or whatever called out because everyone's going to do that a little bit differently. So, really it's just depends on how, like, whether it's a forward or backward roll is how you play it. But usually if we see on the tabs, if we see it ascending, that's a forward roll. If we see it descending, that's a backward roll. If we see a zigzagging pattern, that is an alternating roll. And that's what that looks like on the tabs. And that's usually what it'll be. But I try to encourage students not to think about it like we're playing rolls songs as a roll. We're playing licks. Because once we start, you can, like, whenever you're improvising and doing backup, when you're not doing licks, like the most basic form of backup, you can do a roll. Like, and I just, like, break the roll to keep timing, because there's only 3 licks to a forward roll. And the timing of a musical bar is divisible by 8, or a 4. It's divisible by 4, and 3 is not an even number. If it was an even number, we'd be able to just play it. You could do that indefinitely on a song, and you'd always be on a bar beat, bar beat, bar beat, bar beat, bar beat, bar beat. But with this, with 3, you're going to constantly wander. With an alternating roll, that's got 4. So it's going to be bar beat, 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 bar beat. So it's going to wander. It's not going to wander on you. If that makes sense. Anyway. No, you can kind of catch rolls for doing backup. So if I was going to do something, there's a Reno tune, right? As you read this letter that I write to you, sweetheart, I hope you'll understand. Little Love Please Come Home. Catch like a forward roll on that. And just a forward roll. As you read this letter that I write to you, sweetheart, I hope you'll understand. Actually, I'm alternating back and forth. I'm using forward rolls and backward rolls. If I did a forward roll and backward roll just joined together, those divide evenly into a full measure. So we can play songs that use full measure chords using just those licks. As you read this letter that I write to you, sweetheart, I hope you understand that you're the only love I knew. Please forgive me if you can. And I broke the roll a little bit there just to keep time, but you could pretty well just do that, and same thing alternate. As you read this letter that I write to you, sweetheart, I hope you'll understand that you're the only love I knew. Please forgive me if you can. Backup can be as simple as that. Forward rolls, backward rolls. Doesn't have to be this. It can be this. You can alternate between those. Or it's just thumb, index, middle, thumb, index, or thumb, index, middle, index, thumb. Forward roll by backward roll, joined with a 5th string and then ending on the 1st string. So but as you read this letter that I write to you, sweetheart, I hope you understand. I'm just doing this. Or that thumb, that finger pattern on whatever string. As you read this letter that I write to you, sweetheart, I hope you understand that you're the only love I knew. Please forgive me if you can. And that's never breaking that roll. It doesn't sound very good, but you could do it. Usually we'd want to bring some variety into the music. As you read this letter that I write to you, sweetheart, I hope you understand that you're the only love I knew. Please forgive me if you can. And just anyway, whatever. Pretty Polly. Now, I don't really listen to any Billy Strings. I know he's kind of popular right now. I've seen him play even with a few musicians. I've never listened to him though. I don't know. I listened to him once. He played the song "Dust in the Bag." Yeah, it's like, okay, yeah, it's like Americana style stuff. He's playing like bluegrass songs, kind of Americanish seemed like. So I was like, yeah, it's okay. Not my thing though. You know, so yeah, I never really I haven't listened to him that much. Can I explain syncopated? I mean, that's just like your picking rhythm, your picking pattern. That's your syncopation. You know, I mean, that's it. It's just your picking pattern. And every song is different. Every lick is different. You know, it's what it is. Not a whole lot to that. Let's see here. Pretty Polly. Oh, Ralph. Oh, Polly, pretty Polly, come and go along with me. Polly, pretty Polly, come and go along with me. Before we get married, some pleasures we'll see. I've still got my sore throat. I'm breaking up a little bit on that one. Said, little Willie, I'm afraid of your ways. Willie, little Willie, I'm afraid of your ways. The way you've been rambling, you've led me astray. Off the Stanley style a little bit there. A little bit off of that. I'm getting tired. Yeah, a little bit of Ralph Stanley. Ralph Stanley style, a lot of his songs, the way he played and the way they composed their melodies off of these songs, it's hard to play them in the Stanley and the Scruggs style because he used this he was sort of using this broken roll. He played in a forward roll mostly, and he didn't include any backward rolls, and he just broke the roll in order to stay in timing. And so that's the primary style, you know. Scruggs style is. You know, something like that. Something like that. The Scruggs style. It's like he never really did a whole lot in the Dorian scale. And then Earl Scruggs is like all in the Dorian scale, and he's just doing 4 rolls. Yeah, and that's like, yeah, he's like doing this like forward roll stuff. it does sort of work out. You could almost think of Ralph Stanley as the father of chromatics, I guess. It's sort of low. He didn't really do chromaticism, but he played in the scale that we do chromatics in. Usually that. You know, that's how come you can do like clinch mountain backstep and you just take it and go wild with it and it fits. Something like this. Something like that. Time in there, but that is what it is. Let's see. Bury Me Beneath the Willow. I don't know anyone that uses 4 fingers to pick. Do not know anyone that uses 4 fingers to pick. Bury Me Beneath the Willow. How's it go? My heart is sad. Gosh, I might have a sore throat. Maybe if I use a little bit of downward dopey sound, I'll keep from breaking. My heart is sad and I am lonely for the only one I love. When shall I see her? No, never, till we meet in heaven above. Oh, bury me beneath the willow, under the weeping willow tree, so she will know where I am sleeping, and perhaps she'll weep for me. Let's see, they're going up to a 5th on that, so we'll do something like this. She told me that she dearly loved me. How could I believe it untrue? Until the angel softly whispered, she will prove untrue to you. That's a good one though. Let's see. Let's see here. That's a good one. And let's see. Just got my first banjo today. Hey, congratulations. Yeah. Definitely, like, man, like, get on that and start picking while you got the interest. It's a lot of fun. It's difficult when you first start, but I promise, you learn your first 2 or 3 songs, 4 songs, start playing them and get pretty good at them. It gets easier, believe it or not. You know, I probably had a harder time learning Cripple Creek than I did, you know, learning all this. All these little hot licks. You know, Because, like, you get that coordination. It's like talking. It's like learning a new word when you learn a new lick, is all it is. It's like learning to say a new word. But you're still, like, in the ooh, gaga phase. So, trust me, it gets easier. So, stick with it, and you'll do good. Stick with it, and you will do good. It's a lot of fun to play. Any instrument, but especially banjo. Okay, so, let's see here. What scale is used for blues chromatic? Just regular guitar blues scale. A lot of people call that a pentatonic scale. With the banjo, I call it a Dorian scale because it's more like fits the modality of the music. Because after all, when we're playing, there are accompaniment on that. Let's say like with Room at the Top of the Stairs. Room at the Top of the Stairs in the key of G. She lives all alone on a cool windy street in a room at the top of the stairs. But we've got the top of the stairs. We're very clearly got that chromaticism going on even in the vocals. And so that's a G major accompaniment, but we're in the Dorian scale. And the reason why is because as we're playing, if we were with G minor accompaniment, then we would be in the G minor chord. But the G major, there's two modes that are in the G major accompaniment in that bucket, and that's going to be your G Ionian, which is your G major, and your G Dorian. And so that makes it technically a G Dorian. We've got a flat third with a major sixth, and that's like that's the weeds getting pretty tall there, but that's what it is. A minor has a flat sixth, and that makes it very different, right? So like a minor would be like, right? We've got the that's very bluesy. You know, and that's what gives that, like, Jerusalem Bridge, that minor sounds, there's that flat six. Well, with chromatics, the Dorian scale is what we're in. And that's sort of like, you think of it like a blues scale. It actually goes like this. But we still get that major sixth. But we've got that minor seventh in there. But, you know, it's just slight difference. You know, Dorian, G. Aeolian G, G minor. A little bit different sound on that. But anyway, yeah, we're just on Dorian scale. So you can actually do chromatics on any scale. It doesn't have to be blues. It's just usually in blues. The classic chromatic is the flat fifth. So we've got a fifth and then a flat fifth. We got the fifth accompanied by a flat fifth and then accompanied by your fourth, or you could have a fourth and then a flat fifth and a major fifth. I guess there's no, the fifth usually is the same. But anyway, you got like a diminished fifth, and then that's basically this. You hear that like in Creedence Clearwater. That part. Basically, a chromaticism is whenever we join three licks together that are all half steps. And so this is a chromatic. This is a chromatic. All these are chromatics. I guess you could say two licks that are outside of the scale. You could do two licks with one lick that's outside of the scale. That is where the purpose is to bridge to another lick. So like, or that's like we're going from like a major seventh to, or we're going to a minor seventh to a major seventh into the octave root. To put that into English terms, to like layman's terms, it's an F to an F sharp, then to a G. You know, but there's all these different ways of doing that. You know, it's like it's what it is. Just got the Scruggs banjo book. It's really good. It is really good. I started learning from that, and then I eventually got some Murphy Method DVDs when I started out, or a VHS cassette tape. Those are good. I enjoyed those quite a bit. That's how I learned Murphy Method, and I bought the beginner banjo, and then I did their advanced banjo. My dad was trying to learn banjo, and he could pick a little bit, and so I kind of borrowed his advanced tape and learned some of the songs off it. But you know, that's you know, part of it. Anyway, just got the Scruggs banjo book, and it's really good. Let's see, Lonesome Road Blues. Lonesome Road Blues. Gosh, I played this song so much I could do it with my eyes closed. That's that new lick I was talking about earlier. Gosh, that song is that. I've played that song a million times. Anyway, that's a dim lights and thick smoke. How's it go? Dim lights, thick smoke. Gosh, almighty! I wish my voice was like. I wish my sore throated kind of like. I've still got like. Just that little bit of inflammation in my vocal cords, so like I'm breaking a little bit. Do 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 do, and I can't get on pitch. Like, dim lights, thick smoke, and loud music. Yeah. Do 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 do. Dim lights, thick smoke, and loud music. Yeah, I can't sing right now. If I did in D, that'd be played different. Dim lights, thick smoke, and loud music is the only kind of life you'll ever understand. Dim lights, thick smoke, and loud music. You'll never make a wife to a home-loving man. Is the tempo on your banjo in the hollow intentional, or just because you picked the index, middle? Master tried to listen to others playing, but it was unclear. Tempo in the banjo in the hollow video. I know the video you're talking about. I might have played it with a little bit of swing, maybe on accident. A lot of the times when you're like, there's this thing called 2-3, the 2-3 swing, like 1, 2, 3, 4 beats in a measure. And if we bring the fourth one down, and we can apply that also to eighth notes and bring swing into eighth notes. But if you bring the 2 and 3 together, you get some swing, and that can sometimes make it easier to keep timing when something is slow. That's a very extreme example, right? But like, You might do. Something like that. You could also do this. The same speed. It's just one's got swing and one doesn't, and so it feels faster because the 2 and the 3 push the song. I might have accidentally done that, but it should just be a straight timing. Yeah, swing doesn't really hold together when you start putting it fast like that. Maybe I put some swing in on accident. There is a beginner Murphy method set, and those are good. It's got Cripple Creek. I think John Hardy, Cumberland Gap. You know, and it's a really basic version of John Hardy, right? Something like that. It's not like how Earl Scruggs did it, but it's a good beginner version. It's pretty close. And she also teaches you the, like, little... like that little lick there, so... You know, that works out. Do I recommend that we record ourselves the way... as a way to improve our practice? I mean, you could. I mean, that's, you know, I never did because I didn't have a way to record. It could be a definite confidence booster. Because it's kind of hard to gauge yourself how well you're sounding, and if the song sounds like what it's supposed to, it's hard to gauge that while you're also focusing on what string you're supposed to be hitting and all that. Because when you're first starting out, you're going to spend so much time and so much of your brain space like trying to just coordinate yourself. You really don't get a chance to listen to yourself while you're playing. So yeah, I mean, I could see it being beneficial to doing that. And I mean, I would probably give it a try and see how it does. Otherwise, you're not going to know if you have like bad timing or what. You might record yourself and you realize you think you're sounding good, and then you record yourself. And there were some times later on, once I did get some recording equipment, I'm like, oh, I sound like crap on that. And I probably became a better musician as a result. So yes, please, you know, if you do have a way to record yourself, go ahead and do it. That'd probably be good. Pretty vanilla Scruggs break there. But yeah. Let's see, I don't think he did a high break in that. We could do one in it, or we could take it out into outer space. just... A lot of that did not sound good. That's just sort of like spitballing there and seeing if anything stuck. I'll do something like that. I need to get a... How do I do that? How do I do that? That would be a C right there. On Sunrise. I haven't played that in ages. I learned it. I learned it. I transcribed it from the mandolin, and it's just crazy. I don't know. We'll give it a try here. Oh, how's it go? They're going to that minor there. That's that. That's it. That's a mandolin break. It's not meant to be played on the banjo. But there's one part that I like. It goes like this. It's like... They go to this weird chorus like this, maybe? No, it's this. That's it. Yeah, that's it. It's like... And then they go to a D. Yeah, okay, so they walk up from that G. It's like... Yeah, okay. Oh, gosh. Oh, God. There's, that's the C version from the mandolin. Oh, gosh. Yeah, it's actually like on the banjo. You could do it probably like key of G pretty easy, like... So like, oh goodness, Don's version. I'm sure it's a lot better than mine. But anyway. Oh, there's a cellar break in it that I did. It's like this. How's it go? That's it. Anyway, I have been live for like 2 hours, and it is like past my bedtime, guys. So I am going to hop off here. I'm all picked out, but I will leave you guys with one more song here. Let's do some heck, let's do some Dear Old Dixie. That's it. I'll see y'all in the next one. Y'all take care.